When you buy a sewing pattern, it comes in multiple sizes. So how do you know which size you're supposed to cut out? In this video, we're going to talk about exactly that. Hi, my name's Abby, and this is day 8 of how to read a sewing pattern. If you've missed days 1 through 7, just put the word playlist below and I will send you the link. And that's going to be really important because inside this series, we already talked about how to take your body measurements, how to read this chart, and how to find your sewing pattern size in general, okay? So we've already covered all of that, so if you've missed it, you'll find it inside the playlist. Now, for those of you who've been following along, we know that our sewing pattern size, we find it by taking our body measurements and then using this chart, right? So when you do this, you might find that your measurements are in multiple sizes, and that's not a bad thing. It's totally normal. But now that we're getting ready to actually cut out our pattern, what size should we cut out? So yesterday we talked about the 3 big adjustments we need to make a pattern fit us perfectly. But because we are doing a beginner-friendly project right now, because it is going to be loose fit and flowy in most places, then this makes our life much easier when trying to decide which of these numbers, which of these sizes we should follow. So I'm going to show you mine as an example. So when I look at mine, I can see here at the top that this is loose and flowy, right? The top part, this section here. So if I get this size wrong, if I go up a little, if I go down a little, it's not going to make a big difference. I have a lot of extra fabric that's going to move and wiggle, so I'm not too worried about this one. And again, if I look down here, I'm also not too worried about any of this, right? That's going to be loose and flowy as well. So the only part of this project that's quite tight-fitting is going to be here, okay? So maybe my waist, but I think mostly it's my hips, right? Like this is really sitting right on the largest part of my hip area, okay? So I want you to look at whatever pattern you've decided to use and find out which part is the most form-fitting, is going to be the tightest on you, okay? This will tend to be the waist or the hips, and usually the top part's going to be flowy and loose, okay? So for me, for mine, I am going to look at my pattern, my 3 different sizes that I fell into, and I am going to use my full hip measurement because this is the one I care about the most. Everything else should kind of work itself out overall, okay? Now, as I say this, I want to point out 2 things, okay? Now, I have never used this pattern before, and I'm guessing if you're using your pattern for the first time, you haven't used yours yet either. So it is super duper important in sewing that when we're working with a pattern for the first time, that we make something called a mock-up. Okay, this is just a practice version of the project. So what I like to do is thrift old cotton bed sheets, okay? Cotton is one of the easiest fabrics to work with, so it's great for beginner projects and it's great for testing things. So I like to either take bed sheets that I don't want on my bed anymore, or I go to the thrift shop and pick up one for $1 or $2. It doesn't matter what it looks like, I just need it for practice. Then I will go through, cut out my pieces, and I will try on everything to make sure that it fits how I want, okay? Now this is really good for a couple of reasons. One, you can lower your stress, okay? You don't have to take that beautiful fabric that you just got at the fabric store and go, what if I mess it up? What if it doesn't turn out? I don't know, like, gone. We're using some junky old bed sheet just to test everything. So no stress. It was $1 or $2. We're not gonna worry about it. And because we never used this pattern, we might find that the body measurements chart told us we're a size 12, and that's way too big. We actually need a size 10 or vice versa, okay? Every pattern is a little bit different. It might not fit you the way you expect. So doing a test or a mock-up is a really good thing. And my third actual favorite thing about a mock-up is that when I go through and make my practice version, I'm testing everything. Is this how I sew it together? Is this the direction that, like, I'm learning so much because I've never made this exact project before. But then when I get to go back and make it with my nice fabric, everything is so much easier because I'm not trying to stress about the fabric and try to figure out all this new stuff all at the same time, because that's not fun. And sewing should be fun. Okay? Now another tip here, okay? If you go through and you cut out your pattern in a size 12 right now, because that's what the measurement we're working with, right? My hip, size 12, I cut that out. What happens if it doesn't fit the way that you want? So a really good idea here is to actually, either you can get freezer paper, trace paper, something like this, lay it on top and trace out the size that you're wanting to use, okay? That way, in case you come back later and you're like, oh no, I gained weight, I lost weight, I want to change this, I want to change that. You can keep reusing the same pattern over and over. That is true for these, right? Because the paper is inside. But if you bought an independent pattern, you can actually just print off new sizes whenever you need them. But even with those, people don't always love having to print and assemble a pattern every time, so you can also trace your sizes on that. That's personally what I do. I print a pattern in all the sizes, and then I trace out my sizes. That way, when my body changes over time, I can just reuse the same pattern over and over and over again. Okay, so just a tip, you can just cut out your size right now if you want to, but I would recommend tracing it. Okay, so now you should know what size pattern you're going to cut out for your mock-up. You should get your bed sheet to practice this with, and you should trace out your size on your pattern and cut it out, okay? Oh, we are getting so ready to move into actually working with the fabric. I'm so excited, which is exactly what we're going to be doing next week. We're gonna finally take our pattern and put it with the fabric. I cannot wait. Now, if you are really enjoying this series and you would like access to all the steps right now, you don't wanna wait, and you want to have the how-to video of how to actually sew your project together and get live support from me, just put the word club below and I'll send you details all about my online sewing club. Now, while next week we're going to be talking about the fabric, we have 2 more days this week. And in those days, we're going to talk about how to lengthen or shorten your pattern. Because if you remember, yesterday we talked about that with a loose, flowy project, we don't need to worry about adjustments too much. But even if your project is loose and flowy, you probably still want it to be long or short enough for you, right? So tomorrow we're going to talk about how to lengthen and shorten your sewing patterns. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about a bunch of really important fabric vocab you need to have. So when we actually go to start cutting out our pattern, you will feel like a pro. So if you'd like to follow along with this series, just follow this account. It's totally free. And until tomorrow, happy sewing!